I hope my photos are still okay because I had to wipe some raindrops from onto my lens. This all combined creates for a really cool photo. I really like this one. Alright, I'm in my car. But then the greens are leading our eye into the frame towards the water. I'm on my way to Roadtrip, the Belgium Ardennes, where I'm going to sleep in my car this evening, but last time I made a few mistakes. I went up the hill on the wrong way, like my shutter speed is so high, and this time I brought 2 sleeping bags because last time I had so much cold. I couldn't sleep at night in the car and I was freezing. Underneath my hiking pants I have a thermo pants, and even with that and my winter jacket on into the car it was too cold, so 2 sleeping bags just in case if I get really cold. I think it's going to be really cozy in the car tonight. First composition is dialed in, and maybe you're wondering, Joris, why again cascades? And just because in Belgium it's bad weather right now, and I know here in the Ardennes we got some nice elements like the moving water, the cascades, and otherwise it's also, for me, it's a little bit boring otherwise, because in Belgium it's also flat, like most of you are saying, it's too boring to go outside. So that's why I drove 2 hours to go to a nice location and search for nice compositions. Just because it's overcast and it's also a little bit raining now, that's why I made the decision to do this. But this composition is actually really nice because we got our main cascade, or the main river here, flowing towards the composition, from the left to the right side. And then we got this small cascade coming from the mountains into the bigger river here. And I'm shooting it in a portrait orientation, because just with the cascade here, it's nicer to have a little bit less on the sides than capture also the sides. But you can see here we got some small pine trees on the right side of this cascade, and also some moss on this big tree. Then here we got all the fallen leaves that are brown, so that creates for a nice contrast. So that's why I'm shooting it in portrait orientation, because on the left side we got that beautiful brown leaves covered landscape, and on the right side we got that nice green pine trees. And on the bottom side of this composition I've included a big rock to have a foreground element in this picture. Then the next element is the moving water that goes from the left side to the right side, and then we got our beautiful cascade with the browns and the greens. It's helping making this composition a little bit more interesting, and have a little bit of layers that are that you can look at, that just moves your eye into this composition. So really beautiful. I hope you like it too. I have an interesting composition right here, but it's drizzling pretty hard, so I have to cover up the front from the lens. And with shooting this picture, I had to really stand over my lens to cover for the drops that are getting onto the lens. I'm using this tree and the other tree to create for a natural frame around this composition. And this rock, it really caught my eye because it's in layers. It's super cool to see. And a little bit higher in this landscape we got that beautiful beech tree with a little bit of brown leaves on it. So I'm shooting again in portrait orientation to capture the moving water, the flat rocks here in this mountain, and then our beautiful beech tree a little bit higher into this picture. And with this composition it's really nice. With the tree close to the lens, on the bottom of this tree we got a little bit of moss that's in the left side of this corner. So it's a really nice touch of an interesting element. And then on the right side we got some rocks just on the other side of that tree here, some rocks that are also acting like an interesting element in this picture. And then we got the moving water against this big rock here in the riverbed. And this all combined creates for a really cool photo. I really like this one. It's really nice. I shot it at 13 seconds this time to move in water. And with the last picture I forgot. Yesterday evening I was taking Christmas pictures for my boys, and my ISO was at 640, so I didn't change that. But then now with taking this photo, I thought, like, my shutter speed is so high, what's the problem? And then I saw that my ISO was super high, so now my ISO is at 125, and now I can go really low with my shutter speeds to really create that nice silky moving water. I finally found the composition worthy for a landscape oriented picture, and I'm gonna shoot it with the 50mm because I think it's gonna be perfect for this shot. We don't need a wide shot, we need a little bit of a tighter shot for this composition. And I'm using a lot of elements here in this beautiful forest. I'm using the water, I'm using rocks, I'm using trees, I'm using the fallen leaves. It's a really amazing picture and a lot of colors also. So this is the way that I'm shooting, and I'm using the tree here on the right side of this composition and also that big boulder. I'm shooting just through the trees here, and with this boulder and tree here on the right side of this picture, it got a lot of green moss on it, so that really creates for nice contrast with the brown leaves on the left side of this picture. Now I'm not using the polarizer and D-filter because, to be honest, I'm a little bit lazy with the weather now. I don't want to be wiping continue over the lens or over the filter to clean it. So now I'm shooting at f14 to bring the light down at ISO 100. And now I'm shooting at 2.5 seconds. And I think it's good enough for this picture because the water is a little bit further away into this picture. The rocks and the tree on the right side of this picture are closer than the water. So with a little bit less longer shutter speed, you can still see the movement of the water in this picture. And I think the picture is nicely balanced because we got that big heavy boulder and the tree on the right side. And almost in the middle of this picture, we got a line separating the boulder and the tree with the river and the brown fallen leaves on the left side. And underneath the big boulder here, we got a little bit of the green moss, and it's a little bit acting like a leading line towards the water in this frame. You can see the water here. That's making that nice balance with the big boulder and the trees, and it's a little bit heavy, but then the greens are leading our eye into the frame towards the water. And I'm actually just a few meters away from the previous photo. Now I'm only gonna stop for really nice compositions, although this is a really nice composition in my eyes. But we only got 4 minutes left till it's sunset. And I don't know my way here in the forest. And on Google Maps I saw a picture from somebody that took a photo overlooking the town here close by to this forest. So maybe if I can reach it and that I can find it, we can maybe do a time blending with that picture and blend in some lights of this beautiful town. Place and I'm tired because I went up the hill on the wrong way. Here on this side here there's a pathway to go up, but I wasn't yet there, so I started climbing onto this mountain and now I'm done. I hope I can find that cool place so we can shoot towards that beautiful town. So high. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. I hope that it's gonna be a funny sequence when I post it together with coming up the hill and seeing this beautiful view. I don't know, but I'm already shooting with the 50mm onto the camera. I think I'm gonna go for a 1x1 with the framing with the trees. It's just perfect to shoot it with at a 1x1, or I also could shoot it at a portrait orientated one, but I'm doing that so much, and I want to try to do it a little bit less. I think I'm doing more portrait orientated pictures because we're more on our cell phones. I think it's getting normal to us to see videos and pictures like in a portrait orientated way because of the cell phones. I don't know, so with the video, YouTube is still a landscape orientated platform, so I actually want to try to shoot more landscape orientated pictures, but I notice it's getting harder and harder to do that just because of the phone, I guess. I don't know. So what are your thoughts about this? Do you also think it's because we're using our phone so much? Like you can see in this frame also, it's a little bit too much on the sides if I would shoot it in landscape orientated way, but if I would shoot it in a portrait orientated way, it would be way better. But I think I'm gonna go for a crop because I think maybe I want to keep that second tree in and also that second or third tree here, looking at this beautiful town here, and then a little bit later on the evening it will be with the lights on, so I think it's gonna be nice. Whoa, way too close. Wait a minute. Ooh, up. That's better. When the lights are gonna be on in this town, I think it's gonna look very nice. And I already start to see a few lights now, so I'm gonna start shooting every few minutes, maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. I will have to see, and afterwards I have to choose one picture for the trees because I already saw that the trees are moving in the picture, so I'm gonna have to choose one. You can see the needles of the trees, and then afterwards I'm gonna use the photos for the lights to blend it in. It's been a while that I did a moments in time picture. It's getting chilly here on the mountain. The wind is constantly blowing. I can hide behind some trees, but still, I'm still a bit sweaty from coming up this mountain, and now with the wind blowing, it's gonna get cold, and I think when it's gonna get darker, it's gonna get even colder. And I hope Keith from Clueless YouTuber is approving this method using the red light. Like he told me it would look more professional, so I'm doing this with my cell phone. I hope my photos are still okay because I had to wipe some raindrops from onto my lens, and I hope I didn't push too hard, that the composition is maybe a little bit out of line, so we have to see when we are back home, and when I'm editing this photo. You guys will see it way sooner than me, of course. Yeah, so that shoot didn't work out like I planned because the wind was blowing all the rain directly into the lens. With using the cloth, maybe I've pushed my lens a little bit and all the frames after that were out of focus, or with using my cloth on my lens, I left like an hazy moisture layer onto the lens, and all my images are like a little bit blurry, but just not good enough to use them. After the time that I used my cloth, all those images are just a waste in my opinion. I've used the best photos that I had from that shoot, and it was only 2 photos that I had left that I could blend together. So I had my normal exposure for the trees and for the landscape, and then I've used one of the images just before the rain was blowing into the lens from the town lights. So I've blended that in, so the town lights are a little bit brighter. Sadly enough, it wasn't what I had planned. I wanted to have more lights into this town. It would have been a lot cooler. After this part, I will show you how I'm cozy in my car. Let's move on with the video now. It's time to go back to the car and get comfy because I'm cold. I need to drive to another place for tomorrow morning to shoot another location. That's next week's video. Alright, I'm in my car. Now I'm at the new location for next week's video, and I got my laptop on my lap, and I got my sleeping bag around me, and now I'm gonna watch a little bit YouTube, eat something, and then maybe edit last week's video, and then I'm gonna set my alarm for tomorrow morning, and it looks promising already. Hope to see you in the next one, and thank you for watching. Bye bye. And now with the mist, it's really separating the trees from each other. I couldn't let this one go because it really looks super cool with the mist. Absolutely not excited about this photo, but yeah. And now it's gone. It's super fast. I'm too late.